Yeah, just go for it.
Okay.
Okay, cool. All right. Hey guys, welcome to our Tuesday night team call. I'm pretty sure that's the first time I've said Tuesday in like the past 2 weeks because we used to have our calls on Thursday. And today I just wanted to dive a little bit more into some tips and strategies for sponsoring coaches and recruiting. I know I did a training for Epic a couple weeks ago, but I wanted to dive a little bit deeper into it because after the call, I thought about a bunch of other stuff. So if you didn't see Epic's call, it was super short, but basically what I said is that if you're having trouble recruiting coaches or sponsoring coaches, you're probably not doing one of three things, which most coaches, like when I was a new coach, I definitely struggled with it as well. So number one is you're not, just like we have to share our fitness journeys on social media, we also have to share our coaching journeys on social media. So just sharing about small successes along the way, you know, maybe friendships we've made or the community we've joined, or even a small income goal. You know, most people are kind of looking for that income, that small income success, like being able to pay for a bill or having that extra $50 to put towards your son's, you know, soccer deposit or whatever it is. Even those small little goals you want to be sharing publicly on social media. Number two is you might not believe in the product. So like, I know for me, when I was a new coach, I was so scared to tell people the cost of Shakeology. And now that I think about it, I'm like, duh, like it's so worth $4 a day. But as a new coach, I was like, oh my God, I can't tell them it costs $130 because I didn't feel confident. I didn't really believe in the product. So number two, it's that you probably don't believe in the coaching opportunity. And as a new coach, I know it's really hard. Like it takes a long time when you're brand new and you're not seeing success right away. It's hard to fully believe in the opportunity. And then number three is just that you're not personally inviting, so you're not messaging people. So that's sort of what I went over in Epic's call. And today I'm going to dive into a few other tips that I feel like I've come across and that have just helped me in my business tremendously. So when I was a new coach, it took me a really long time to sponsor coaches. I was Emerald for about 3 months. I signed in July and then I didn't hit Emerald until either September or October. So it took me a long time. And the reason was because I wasn't inviting, I didn't feel confident. So I had to really get over that hump. After I was Emerald, it took me a little bit longer to reach Diamond. I hit Diamond, I think 5 or 6 months after that. But it really took just going out there and inviting people, just kind of getting out of my head, you know, pushing past my comfort zone and just getting out there and inviting people. So a few things that have helped me. So number one is share your story on Facebook. So who are you? You know, why did you become a coach? Is it because you wanted a community of like-minded people? Is it because you want that financial freedom in your life? Maybe you do want to fire your boss a year from now or 2 years from now. Do you want to save up for a house? Do you want to, you know, grow your savings account? Do you want to not live paycheck to paycheck? You want to be sharing your story with coaching and why you got into the business, because that is going to attract other people like you and people that are interested in building the business. What else? Okay, so number two is be confident, which is really hard as a new coach. I know that. It's hard to be confident, but just think about it. If you're nervous writing a post on social media, it's going to come across as being nervous. If you're confident writing a post on social media, it's going to come across as being confident. And the only way to get more confident about the coaching opportunity is really to just dive into it and just start inviting people and, you know, start recruiting and start building your team. Number three is personal development. So I will say that when I was going Diamond, a few books really helped me. So number one is You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero. It's just a really good book for managing your mindset. Like just realizing that like people are not lurking over your Facebook page looking at every single thing you post. You know, like people aren't probably really thinking about you, you know? So just realizing that like being self-conscious of our Facebook pages and, you know, talking about the coaching opportunity, people probably aren't even thinking about us. So just getting out of that mindset and just going after what you want and not worrying about what other people think. I would definitely recommend You Are a Badass. Another book, 6 Months to Six Figures by Peter Boog, that is a great one for just instilling really good habits into your business and just focusing on the basics. So for me, when I was a new coach, I'm like, oh my God, like all these top coaches, they have this secret algorithm, or they're doing this like math equation that I don't know about, and like doing all this amazing stuff. They're like, they've hacked Facebook or something. And really all they're doing is they're honing in on the 3 vital behaviors and getting as good at them as possible and just teaching their team to do the same. So 6 months to 6 figures really just helped me to realize that, like, okay, all I have to do right now is focus on inviting and nothing else. And it just simplified stuff for me. Another book is 10X by Grant Cardone. So that really helped me with goal setting. So I know I talk to coaches all the time, and it'll be like the end of the month and they'll be like, oh man, well, I should be at Success Club 8, but I'm only at Success Club 2 because 3 people fell through. Well, that is the story of life, and people are going to fall through. So what you have to do is you actually have to set higher goals, and the 10X rule kind of goes into that. So if you're shooting for Success Club 5 and 2 people fall through, you're only going to end up at Success Club 2. But if you shoot for Success Club 10 and 2 people fall through, then you're going to end up at Success Club 5 or 6. And the reason is because you made your target a little higher. So you invited a lot more people, and then the universe happened, which always happens, and had you, hit Success Club 5. So the 10X rule really helped me with goal setting. And even to this day, like if I want to hit Success Club 10 in my business, I honestly look at it like I need to help like 10 people that month get started. So I have to hit Success Club 20. And that's how I fall at Success Club 10 every month, because I'm shooting for that higher number. And then life happens and people, disappear and they don't follow through, but I still reach my goals. Number 4 is diving in. So the only way to learn this business is truly by doing, by diving in, by inviting, by making those mistakes. The way I feel like I was able to kind of just dive in is that I used to do acting when I was between the ages of like 18 and 22, and I was going into New York on all these auditions, and I was terrible. But I learned every time I went on an audition, I learned that the only thing I have control over is going to that audition, giving it my best, and literally forgetting about it. I had to leave that audition and forget about it. And I know that's so hard to do, because afterwards I wanted to hear from the casting director or my agent or see what happened, or I wanted feedback, or I wanted to know if I made the audition or made the part, and I had to just forget about it. And like 8 times out of 10 or 9 times out of 10, I didn't even get the job. So it's kind of the same thing with coaching. So when you're talking with people, you just have to focus on inviting them, getting them on the call, explaining to them the opportunity, and then forgetting about it. And I don't mean like forgetting about it because we want to follow up with them and we want to continue to build our business and all of that stuff. But I just mean that take every call as just a learning experience. The worst thing that's going to happen is that they're not going to sign with you, and you're going to learn something. You're going to learn, okay, maybe I shouldn't have said that, or maybe I shouldn't have sent them that information or whatever. Luckily, I feel like our team has really good systems down. So just follow the systems and you'll be fine. But I just mean like dive in, start inviting, get people on calls, and just focus on that call, giving it your best, and then forgetting everything else. Number 5 is a tip that I learned from Janelle Summers. So I don't know if you guys follow Janelle Summers at all, but I think it was on one of the National Wake Up Calls. And she said that the more you talk, the less likely they will sign. And I thought that was like a light bulb moment for me, because I used to get on the phone and I'd be like, oh my God, it's coaching and this is what we do, and post on social media, and we have this amazing group of other women, and I get to work out all day and all this stuff. And really, when you get on the phone with someone, you want to just get to know them. You want to be asking them questions. You want to be connecting with them. So I have like a little like step-by-step. So number 1 is just connect with them. So, when you get on the phone, you want to ask, how they're doing. I usually ask, where are you from? A little bit about their family, that kind of thing. Number 2 is you want to just interview them. So you want to ask them questions. We have some great interview tools in the team page that I follow literally to a T. And then you want to ask them if they reviewed the information. So you just want to say, hey, did you get a chance to listen to that What Is Coaching call? And then you say, what did you like most about it? Then your final question is always going to be like on a scale of 1 to 10, with 1 being no interest at all and 10 being ready to get started. Where do you feel like you fall on that scale with the coaching opportunity? then they'll let you know. And then you always want to ask for a follow-up. So no matter what they say, unless they're like super not interested, which usually doesn't happen because they won't get on the phone with you, but you want to ask for the follow-up. So you want to usually just send them more information if they want more information about Shakeology or time commitment or whatever they are trying to decide on, or whatever objection they have. You want to send them more information and just schedule a follow-up call. So I think that's a really great tip. And I've heard it from a lot of other network marketing people about the more you talk, the less likely they'll sign. And it's just kind of like with challengers, like we're not talking about our challenge group a lot. We're asking questions to find out what are they struggling with so we can provide them with a solution. Another thing is I've heard people say that you don't want to feel like you're selling them. You want them to sell themselves. So you don't want to get on the phone and be like, oh, and then there's this and this and this. You want them to sell themselves. So by asking them questions, they're going to get off that phone and realize that they want to be a part of the opportunity instead of you trying to sell them on the opportunity. Number 6 is where to find people. So I've had a lot of questions this week on expanding your network. You want to be expanding your network constantly, like every day. You want to be adding new people to your Facebook page and your Instagram. With Facebook, a few simple ways that I do it every single day is the people you may know tab. So anybody that you have, say 5 or 10 mutual friends in common with, just send them a friend request. Another thing is joining Facebook groups. So I'm in like a local Oregon group and a hiking group. So you want to find people that have the same interests as you. And then number 3 is through Instagram, which I have like a document on, but just finding hashtags, or you can also go to famous Instagram accounts that you connect with and then target their followers. I will say that like when I was a new coach, I would try to friend everybody. And if you try to friend everybody, you're going to connect with nobody. So I'd have like all of these like creepy men on like my Facebook page, and they don't want to join a challenge group. So you really don't want to target, you want to target your niche. So right now, I only add women that are like between the ages of 20 and 40, and that look like they have the same interests as me, and I don't friend anybody else. And since doing that, I've been having a lot easier time with, helping people with challenge groups and adding to my team. Number 7 is battling objections openly. So I did talk about this in the previous training, but people have their questions, people have their objections. I mean, if you think about when you first signed as a coach, I know I had a lot of objections. I mean, I didn't even know what network marketing was. I didn't understand it. And people have objections, especially with so many network marketing companies out there that don't really do it the way Beachbody does and have, good people, and not good people. I don't want to say that, but like that. I mean, I get messages from other network marketers all the time that have just added me to groups and not told me or asked me if I wanted to buy something or something's on sale and all this stuff. So you want to battle objections openly on your Facebook page. So a few examples are cost. Did you put it off because of fear or nervousness, not being in good enough shape? I get that a lot. No experience in business or not having a big enough network, just all of that stuff. And that's all I have, guys. So does anybody have any questions?
No
question. I feel like I just talked like super, super fast. I don't even know how long that was, but.
No, it was good. I loved all of your bullet points. I think I'll just name a couple if you want that stood out to me, and maybe that'll kind of help people. But I know for me, I can get easily stuck into personal development that is just based from coaches. And so, like you said, reading 10X or You Are a Badass, and even going back to those books can be super helpful if you just are kind of, stuck in your business, and to kind of catapult you to that next level. So I thought that was huge. And I love that you mentioned 10X, because that's on my list of what I want to read. And so I know it's helped a lot of coaches too with goal setting. And And then battling objections openly. I think that one can be really scary for coaches, because we can hear those all the time and people can take it personally, or you might get some, haters gonna hate coming at you a little bit. But if you do it, where if you're like Genevieve and Jackie, and I know Emily Outwood on the Epic Dream Team, like all of them are really good at, just getting those posts out there, and they're not in a distasteful way, I guess is the best way to put it. And so, people can relate to that and just sharing your own struggles and how you've overcome them too. So I thought that was a really good one that you pointed out.
Thank you. Yeah. And I mean, the battling objections, I feel like as long as you come from a place of empathy and understanding and kind of be like, yo, I was there too, and I felt the same way. I think it doesn't come across as, rude or whatever. So.
Yeah.
I like what you said about like listening and connecting. I think I definitely get caught up in like everything that I want to share with them to make them want to sign up and all of that stuff. And I forget just to listen. So I like that. I think I've heard it a couple times this week of just like listen to what the person's needs are. And you'll get a lot further with that. And I actually, as we were on the call, like I just had this woman that her objection is time to be a coach. She's like, I have school, I have all this. And I've gotten that objection a lot of like, I don't have the time.
Yeah. I mean, I hear you there with like just wanting to tell them the information because I did the same thing. And like with objections like time, I found that just saying like you work full time and you're able to build the business. So you can just share like, hey, I've only got 2 hours a day or an hour a day, whatever it is to build this business. And I make it work. And I know, a year down the road or a year and a half or two, whatever, I'll be able to dedicate more time. I've also heard like, I listened to a network marketing podcast and he was like, any objection that they have, you want to just send them like information and send them a video and then follow up with them. I'm not sure if I believe that 100%, but a lot of times if someone has like a lot of objections, I'll just say, hey, okay, that's no problem. I'll send you more information about the opportunity and then I'll get back to you. But honestly, I think just relating to them and letting them know like, listen, I work full time. I have these responsibilities and this is what I do. And I'm still able to fit in those business building activities. I also know Christy sends a video, like a time commitment video right off the bat. I can send you that and she will send that in the first email so that they don't even have that objection when you get on the phone with them. So you can do that or you can make your own video. So yeah.
Did you want me to go ahead and stop the recording, Genevieve? Or okay.